Hey everyone, welcome to 59 Topps Friday, presented by Wax Pack Wisdom, where we talk baseball history through the cards we love. My name is Jake T. O'Donnell. We built the iconic 1959 Topps baseball set, and in this series we're going through every card to talk about the players, teams, and people who made up Major League Baseball in 1959. Today we'll cover cards 237 through 244 in the set. Card number 237 is the next multiplayer card in the 1959 Topps set, Run Preventers, featuring New York Yankees world champions Gil McDougald, Bob Turley, and Bobby Richardson. Here is what Topps had to say about the trio on the back of the card. When Bob is on the mound, enemy batters have enough trouble hitting the ball. But when he is backed up by two great infielders like Gil and Bobby, he's darn near invincible. Bullet Bob had a tremendous season in '58, posting the American League's best won-loss percentage. He hurled 6 shutouts and won the Pitcher of the Year award. In the series, he was masterful and provided the most dramatic moments. Blasted out of the box in the second game, he returned to beat the Braves with a spectacular 5-hit shutout in the 5th game. In the crucial 7th contest, he hurled 6 2/3 innings in relief and held the Braves to 2 hits for the victory. In addition, he knocked in 2 runs in the 5th game. Both Gil and Bobby can play second, third, and shortstop. In the series, Gil had his hitting shoes on and registered a .231 mark with 2 homers and 4 runs batted in. Card number 238 belongs to Gene Baker of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Baker did not play Major League Baseball in 1959. In total, Baker played 9 Major League seasons, including a year in the Negro American League. A native of Iowa, Baker showed talent before going into the service, and upon his return, attracted the attention of the Kansas City Monarchs, where he became their shortstop. He then signed in the minor leagues, and in 1953 his contract was purchased by the Cubs. On September 14th, Baker and a fellow infielder named Ernie Banks broke the Cubs' color barrier. While Banks would go on to a Hall of Fame career, Baker had more modest success. He was a National League All-Star in 1955, and he led the league in sacrifice hits. Baker was dealt to the Pirates in 1957. He missed significant time with injury there, but he did appear in 33 games during the Bucks' 1960 World Championship season, and he had 3 at-bats in the World Series. His final 9 big league games came in 1961. Immediately upon retirement, the Pirates named Baker player-manager of their Class D minor league team. He was the first black manager in what was then called organized baseball in the United States. He later became the second black coach ever of a major league team in 1963. And when Pirates manager Danny Murtaugh was thrown out of a game that year, Baker became the first black manager in MLB history, if only in an acting capacity. He later spent over 2 decades as a scout for the Pirates. Card number 239 belongs to Bob Trowbridge of the Milwaukee Braves. 1959 was his 4th big league season. Originally signed by the Braves when they played in Boston, Trowbridge missed 3 seasons in military service during the Korean War and debuted for the Braves after they moved to Milwaukee. He appeared in parts of 4 big league seasons with the Braves and 1 final season with the Athletics in 1960. Trowbridge threw 1 inning for the Braves in the 1957 series and gave up 5 earned runs in a game the Yankees were already winning by 5 runs when he entered. The Braves ended up winning the series anyway. He did not appear in the Braves' losing World Series effort the following year. In total, Trowbridge tossed a shade over 330 MLB innings with a 3.95 ERA, and he returned to his Hudson, New York hometown after his playing days and worked in a correctional facility there. Card number 240 belongs to Hank Bauer of the New York Yankees. 1959 was his 12th big league season. We usually remember dynastic level teams by their biggest stars, but those teams don't become dynasties without unsung performers. Players who don't wind up in the Hall of Fame, but perform critical tasks day in and day out to help those teams win at the highest level. Hank Bauer was one such player for Yankees teams that won 7 World Series and 9 AL pennants. Bauer patrolled right field for Casey Stengel's clubs and played the game hard in all phases. He was a World War II hero, winning 2 Purple Hearts and 2 Bronze Stars, and living his entire life with shrapnel in his body from action in the Pacific Theater. Bauer looked the part as a grizzled veteran even as a young player. The iconic sports writer Jim Murray once said Bauer, quote, had a face like a clenched fist, close quote. Whatever his demeanor, Bauer played a strong right field, consistently batted around .300 with 15 to 20 homers, and always delivered in the World Series. At one point in his career, he hit safely in 17 consecutive World Series games. He made 3 All-Star teams and was a top 10 MVP finisher in 1955. After a tough season in 1959, Bauer was dealt to the A's for Roger Maris, and Bauer rounded out his career with 2 unremarkable seasons there. Bauer was named A's manager in 1961, and he stayed there through the following year. In 1964, the emergent Orioles gave Bauer their manager post, and the team won over 90 games his first 3 years. After trading for superstar Frank Robinson, the Orioles really took off in 1966, and Bauer's club took the AL pennant with 97 wins and swept the Dodgers in the World Series. Bauer was fired midway through the 1968 season, and he would manage the A's once more for a season in 1969. Bauer ran a liquor store and worked in baseball as a scout in his later years. Card number 241 belongs to Billy Muffet of the San Francisco Giants. 1959 was Muffet's 3rd MLB season. Originally signed by the Cubs, the Cardinals selected Muffet in the Rule 5 draft after the 1955 season. He made his MLB debut the next year, earning a .225 ERA in 44 relief innings for the Redbirds. Muffet was traded to the Giants for 1959 and then the Red Sox for 1960, and was a swingman arm for those teams until 1962. Muffet didn't appear in MLB again after that year, but he pitched in the minors for the Yankees and Cardinals through 1965. Muffet had a successful career as an MLB pitching coach, winning the World Series with the Cardinals in his first year in that role in 1967. He was also a pitching coach for the Angels and Tigers. Card number 242 belongs to Ron Samford of the Washington Senators. 1959 was his 4th and final season in the big leagues. Samford was a shortstop who split his non-consecutive time in the big leagues between the Giants, Tigers, and Senators. In high school, Samford helped his high school win 3 consecutive state championships. After high school, he signed with the Giants, where he spent several years with their minor league teams. He spent more time playing in the minors than the majors. Samford was known to teammates as Gov because he was so popular with seemingly all who met him. Samford maintained a .291 batting average through his major league career and hit a home run in his final MLB at-bat. He went on to open an automobile parts store where he worked until his retirement in the 1990s. He remained active in his church and was once the president of the Ex-Pro Baseball Players Association of Texas. He died in 2021 at the age of 90. Card number 243 belongs to Marv Grissom of the St. Louis Cardinals. 1959 was his 9th and final season in the big leagues. Grissom was a right-handed pitcher who split his time in the majors between the Giants, Tigers, White Sox, Red Sox, and Cardinals. In 1941, Grissom began playing in the minors. His baseball career was interrupted by military service during World War II. Grissom would go on to play non-consecutive years in the majors until 1952, when he established himself as a pitcher. In 1954, he had his best season and was named an All-Star. He pitched 1 game in the World Series for the Giants against the Indians that year, earning a win. His older brother, Lee Grissom, and nephew, Jim Davis, also played in the major leagues in the 40s and 50s. Grissom was teammates with his nephew, Jim Davis, on the 1957 Giants, where they would both pitch in 5 games. Grissom finished his career in the majors with a 47-45 record with a 3.41 ERA. Following being a player, he worked for 15 years as a pitching coach for 4 different baseball organizations. He died in 2005 at the age of 87. Card number 244 belongs to Dick Gray of the Los Angeles Dodgers. 1959 was his 2nd season in the big leagues. Gray attended high school in Pennsylvania, where he was a member of the baseball, football, and wrestling teams. He then began his professional baseball career immediately following high school graduation, playing for multiple minor league teams, interrupted only by military service. Gray was an infielder for the Dodgers and Cardinals, rounding out his time in the major leagues with a batting average of .239. He hit the first home run in Los Angeles Dodgers history and their first homer in the opening game at LA Memorial Coliseum. Following his baseball career, Gray worked for the maintenance department of the Buena Park School District until he retired in 1993. He was known to attend vintage card shows to sign autographs and talk with fans. He was inducted into the Washington Greene County Sports Hall of Fame in 2009. He died in 2013 at the age of 81. That's going to do it for this edition of 59 Tops Friday on Wax Pack Wisdom. Today's episode was written by Abby O'Donnell and Jake T. O'Donnell. Do you have a story about one of the people, players, or teams we discussed today? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our Wax Pack Wisdom content. In the video description, you'll find our source material for this episode, links to where you can follow us on all social media channels, as well as a list of our favorite nonprofits and charities. Please consider a donation to one of them if you enjoyed this content. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Wax Pack Wisdom. Take care.